Well, President Trump is threatening to hold up funding to Michigan after that state announced that every registered voter there will receive an application for an absentee ballot in the mail. The president tweeted, "This was done illegally and without authorization by a rogue Secretary of State," and called it voter fraud. Well, tonight, WBZ's John Keller examines the arguments against mail-in voting.
They want to be able to make sure that Republicans can't win an election by putting in all sorts of mailing ballots.
That claim was flatly refuted last month by a study of the states that already have universal mail-in voting, which found neither party benefits from it. And after these images of Wisconsin voters risking their lives by voting in the peak of the pandemic, the push for voting by mail has intensified here in Massachusetts.
We have already in place an electronic tracking system that will allow us to track when the ballot is mailed out after the voter has requested and make sure that it was voted and when it's returned.
Universal mail-in doesn't come cheaply, but it has proven to be popular, especially now that the prospect of long waits at crowded polling places is so daunting. But the inclusion of billions in federal election funding has emerged as a key sticking point for Republicans.
The problem with the mail-in ballots, it's subject to tremendous corruption. Tremendous corruption.
Again, not true. The president himself voted by mail in a recent Florida primary. But while Beacon Hill sorts through competing proposals for how to do it, Galvin notes there's a fundamental principle of our democracy at stake.
It's important for people the right to vote and to protect both their right to vote and their health. And we believe by offering people the option of voting by mail at the same time as preserving the option of voting in person, we're doing the right thing.
So there you have it, Paula. This argument is heating up in Washington, and I think both Republicans and Democrats around the country are scratching their heads wondering why.
And as usual, there's a standoff in D.C. over the bill that includes that election funding. So how do you think this one's going to play out?
Well, you saw the president going after Michigan, which is a Democratic-run state, over this issue, but he also put out a tweet going after Nevada, which has Republican governance. The Republican Secretary of State in Georgia was just the other day touting his success at expanding voting by mail, and the Republicans recently flipped a House seat in California in a mail-in only vote. So, Paula, you look at the polling, 2/3 of the public supports this, half of Republicans, close to half of senior citizens. A lot of Republicans looking at seniors as a key pro-Trump voting bloc in the fall, and at other factors, are scratching their heads and saying, Mr. President, what are you doing?